Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NASCAR, the podcast where two assholes who like to think they know a thing or two about NASCAR talk about NASCAR. I'm Benny B, joined alongside my very good friend, Drew the Man Scarvan. You guys can follow us on X at NASHoles Pod and on Instagram at NASHoles_podcast. And we are on Spotify and YouTube. So go subscribe and follow, give us a 5-star rating. Drew, we just had two epic races in Miami. The Xfinity and the Cup race were very good races.
And the Truck Series race was pretty good too.
Well, I didn't watch it, so.
Dude, it was honestly probably the most impressive one out of all three.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that I missed it.
Bro, dude, come on, dude. Dude, Larson, spinning it out, going all the way to the back of the pack, driving his way up through the field to win anyways.
That really happened? I mean, I don't know how you never...
Bro, how did you not...
I didn't see anything about that.
God damn it, Ben. It was literally the talk of all... they talked about it several times Sunday.
Apparently not in my talks. Not in my talks.
He was so close to fucking sweeping the weekend. All he had to do was win Saturday, but whoever the fuck caused it caused a caution. And...
Yeah.
Well, Kyle Larson fixed him now, so it's fine.
Well, Allgaier goes back-to-back after, winning last week, and, man, he's hot right now, and, I mean, he's just kind of building off of last year where he, that championship.
Well, I think the whole, weight of not having the championships off of him now, too, so I think that's been a big help for him as well.
Yeah.
As well as also just being probably the best driver on the field every week.
Exactly. Yeah, and then, in the Cup race, Drew, for pretty much the whole race, really, I mean, I thought Blaney was going to stink it up. I really did. And yet again, another engine failure, another engine blown up.
Oh, no, don't worry. His weekend was stunk up, but not the way he wanted to.
Yeah, with fumes.
Yeah, engine fumes while it's burning.
Yeah, but this is the second time this had happened to him. It happened to him at Phoenix, and as you probably know, Penske goes with Roush Yates engines.
Yeah.
And they have got to figure this out, man. This can't keep happening. And I was thinking about this the other day. He's always got such fast cars. I wonder if they have them running too fast for what the engine can handle.
I don't know about that.
I feel like there's something there with that.
I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I think just like last year, he's just having the worst luck at the start of the season,
Right, and then he gets in the middle of the season or whatever.
Well, I was gonna say, and the bad luck is passed on to his teammates. Minus Josh Berry's win and pretty solid running for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Penske, those three Penske cars are kind of just they're finding every way to have something go wrong. And,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really mind-boggling, too, because you see in these races, there's so many times where you'll see Logano and Blaney, up in the front, leading a lot of laps, too. And then something just miraculously terrible goes wrong. I mean, you had Logano, in the pits, spin backwards.
With Berry.
And, I believe...
Thanks, Kyle Larson.
I believe, was it Berry or Logano that went to a different pit box?
No. I watched this earlier. They didn't go to a different pit box, but Logano.
No, they didn't go. They were in it backwards. One of them was.
Yeah, one of them got spun around. Well, yeah. So Logano left his pit box, and then when he was merging, he got caught up with Berry and spun around, and then he just went back to his pit box.
Yeah, and
he's I'm already going to the back anyways. Fuck it,
Which is crazy. And on the broadcast, they said, and I'm like, wait, that has to be illegal, right? But then they said no, not technically. As long as you're in the box, it's not illegal.
Well, not that. If you're backwards in your box, that's whatever. But what Logano did after that incident with Berry, technically, because he left it and went down like several other boxes.
Well, yeah, I think,
and then
that
spun
was
out
the
and
thing.
just and then he went back to his box.
Right.
His team was like, "The hell are you doing back?"
Yeah,
I just sent you.
I was just like,
"What, you want seconds? What do you want?" Guys, that pit stop is so good. I'd like another one. Pop me off again, boys.
But yeah, so there was I want to say it was about 11 to go, and it was, Bubba Wallace and Alex Bowman up front, and, Kyle Larson in third, and you knew he was coming.
Yeah.
But his run was just impressive. But I think with 7 to go, he passed Bowman. Bowman actually got high. He went into the wall, and that kind of just caused him to be able to just shoot ahead. And
Yeah, he put some
ultimately, he
pressure on
wins.
him. Yeah.
But yeah, he put pressure on him, and I think he just kind of screwed him up, man.
Well, I mean, I'm still very much impressed with Bowman's run Sunday, regardless.
Oh, yeah, because he started at the front and stayed at the front.
Yeah, I mean, and that last, green flag run we had with him and Wallace going back at it. I mean, both of those guys drove their asses off, and
right, right,
those are two guys that, well, not only do they have a history together, but their history as of late hasn't been the hottest.
Yeah.
Finish wise and whatnot. Last season, Bowman, minus that one win, really wasn't showing up a whole lot. And Wallace, has kind of just been not floundering, but kind of just plateaued, and both of those guys have shown that they're definitely improved now.
Yeah.
So good run with that. It just sucks that the guy that was directly behind him was the best guy in the field who knew how to run the wall at Miami.
Yep. So Drew, rounding out the top 10, let's go over this real quick. We'll go over this. So obviously, like we said, Kyle Larson wins, Bowman in second, Bubba Wallace in third, Chase Briscoe in fourth, Denny Hamlin in fifth, Chris Buescher in sixth, AJ Allmendinger in seventh, Tyler Reddick in eighth, Ryan Preece in ninth, and Justin Haley in 10th.
Well, didn't Allmendinger just extend his top 10 streak at Miami now to 4?
I actually was looking into this.
They said it was 3 or 4 going into the race.
Yeah, so I had looked into this, Drew, because actually I picked him for the pool that I'm in, the Survivor pool.
That's right.
I picked him because I looked at it. I'm like, man, he does really good there, and I believe he was at 3 top 10s.
Okay, so now
over the last 3 races or whatever. So I think it's 4 now. I have to go check again, but I'm not going to check because I really don't care that much. But
yeah,
pretty good pick for me. I mean, 7. I would have liked him to win, and honestly, it would have been better if I had picked Kyle Larson like I did on the podcast last week. Which
good call.
why don't we update? Why don't we update everybody on what happened? So last week, Drew picked Josh Berry. He was riding on that high of Las Vegas, and he was like, "Screw it, let's go again."
Yeah.
And I picked Kyle Larson. Yeah. Now, if you guys remember, after the week before where Drew got a dub and picked Josh Berry, and I stupidly picked Kyle Busch again, which I never learned from my mistake. He jumped me after I was up about 20 some odd points. He jumped me, and he was up 10 points. Now, I picked Larson, and he picked Berry this last week. Berry finished 17th, and Larson obviously won. So now I have jumped Drew in our standings here by 6 points. I am up 87 to 81. And so later on in the show, we'll get to our picks, and I will pick first. But very, very, very back and forth we got going here now. And so now Drew and I, we're battling for blood now, man. We're just going to keep going back and forth, I feel like.
Bro, it's going to be a long year for us. It's going to be a long year.
I wonder how many points we'll get up to, seriously.
It's at least going to be 4 digits. It's going to have to be at least 4.
Yeah. But
maybe 5 if it's
pretty
extreme.
Cool, though, Drew, that last week you picked the winner, and then for this past week, I picked the winner, so...
All right, now to keep this rolling for me next week. Yeah. I'm looking at my crystal ball, see who wins on Sunday before the episode's over.
Oh, shoot. All right, well, but we will get to that at the end when we do our preview for Martinsville. But Drew, I want to talk about Ryan Preece. We've been talking about him, but he finished 9th, man, and he just continues to make me believe that he is going to win a race very soon.
Well, I mean, the RFK cars, for the most part, have been pretty good so far this season. And I'm not terribly shocked that he's doing good. I am a little shocked that it was this early on. Usually, with the new team, it takes a little while to get accustomed to him.
Right.
As evidenced by Josh Berry and Ryan Preece, though, it won't take terribly long, which is awesome. I love seeing new winners in the sport and new guys running up front. Keeps the sport fresh and storylines nice as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking here at Bubba Wallace. He actually had the best lap time, 32.34 seconds, and he finished third. But I just thought, like, towards the end of the race, like, he was doing very good, but Larson was just so much faster, man. He
He
just had a
executed.
better car.
He
Yeah.
executed every lap perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last 20 or so laps. I
Yeah.
mean,
And
he
when
ran
and
those guys down.
And when Larson passed Bubba, you could just see that like Bubba didn't stick with his line. Like if he would have just stuck with his line, I have reason to believe that he probably would have been a little bit closer, and maybe Wallace could have gotten second, really. But I mean, I still think Larson would have passed him eventually.
Yeah, that could be the case, but a lot of times at the end of the race, and that the pressure's on you, and you're not always in that situation. It's easier to kind of lose focus on the task at hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that like
Yep.
I got 20 years experience driving a stock car. The fucking rookies, dude, they just fuck up you. You gotta do it a good few times before to get the hang of it.
Yeah.
Any hoosers.
Now looking over to a team we've talked about who really is struggling is Trackhouse.
Well, that 88 car, mostly. I mean, when we
Mostly,
were,
yes. I mean, I will say Suarez. He's had a few decent races.
well,
Last week,
yeah, I was
coming
gonna
up
say
short.
Las Vegas. Las Vegas was a incredible run for him and
And
Chastain.
Chastain has had his fair shares of top tens, right? I mean,
Yeah,
already
this weekend
couple.
wasn't the hottest for him.
No, and I don't know. To me, I just don't see this ending well for them. Really, with the way it's going,
I don't know. I
I could see
mean,
Chastain winning a race this year, but like it seems like Suarez and SVG's like he's only gonna if he's gonna get a win, it's gonna be on a road course.
yeah. I think well, Suarez had a pretty solid run last week at Vegas, which is a mile and a
Let me
half,
let me click on it.
which is the standard like for A+ races now. It seems with the car, but we're also how many races in one?
5, 6.
One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, six. There were 6 races in. We have 30 more to go. I think there's plenty of room for Chastain and Suarez to both, put together a lot better runs later in the
Yep.
season.
Yeah.
I do think SVG, on the other hand, hasn't had the greatest start.
No, and I think with time, with on the ovals, I think he'll get better.
Well,
But
he was making improvements last season in Xfinity towards the end of it. I mean, he
right,
still wasn't getting the best finishes, but he wasn't finishing. Well, first he was getting some finishes actually, which is a good start.
right, yeah,
But he was
exactly.
getting more and more top 20s near the end. So, and that's good. The only problem is now you have to get accustomed to ovals at the pinnacle of stock car racing.
Right.
Which
I
is
mean
like
that's the nature of
is
the sport.
it's like going from rugby to football and having to learn as you go. It's gonna fucking suck.
You're right, right. Yeah, and I'm kind of looking at Suarez's stats here. I mean, he has one top 10, one top 5, so not terrible. But I think really what it comes down to, Drew, for Trackhouse, is they have not done well at some of these qualifyings, and they've just not started out in an ideal position.
Chastain got a pole this. No, maybe no. I think no. That was last year. That was last year.
No,
Never
but
mind.
yeah. So Suarez average start of 26. If I go to Chastain, I mean Chastain. I mean honestly, I feel like probably carrying the team. Let's see, where does his
Yeah,
average start? I mean his average start is 19th, so a little bit better. And then SVG, I don't even need to look at him. He's usually back at the 30s.
yeah. Minus road courses, but we've only had one of those so far.
But for me, I think Chastain will get a win this year. I really do. Whether that's to, you know, get him in the playoffs or while in the playoffs when he's not actually racing for a championship, I don't know.
I think he wins before the playoffs because I do. I think he'll I think he'll put it together probably at another mile and a half.
Yeah, that's also what I'm thinking, or even a shorter track,
Yeah,
possibly. I could see him doing something at like Bristol or something.
but there's always the chance on super speedways. You
Right.
know,
That right.
so
Yeah, you
better
can't
remember
take that
that.
out of the equation.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally just it's like a roulette wheel. It's
Yeah.
just got to be right place, right time, I
Yeah.
guess.
Now, Drew, I saw something today, and now this is something that a lot of people kind of already saw coming, but this almost confirms it. And I'm going to share with you my screen and show you what I saw. Let's go to, is this working? Let's go to my bookmarks. Follow us on X, guys. NASCAR's Pod. Um,
What's that one tab called Asian porn?
so we've been talking, Drew, about it's Asian porn.
Took you long enough.
We've been talking, Drew, about like how we want not Phoenix to be the championship race, right? Well, this person right here, Francisco Bacalao or Bacalao, I don't want to mess it up. Anyways, credit to him, this guy, because he went to go check out tickets, right, for dates at the Homestead. Well, right here, he scrolls down, he has a video kind of like thing. But look what this says right here. November 1st, 2026, Homestead, Miami.
Oh, good. Good.
So it's pretty much leaked now, but looks like we
Well,
might be getting the championship, dude, at
I
Miami.
well, did you listen to Door Bumper Clear yet?
Oh, no, I didn't. No, I did not.
So they talked about this yesterday, actually. I guess I don't remember if they said it's still going on or if the plans for it fell through at the last moment. But I know a bunch of drivers were flown out on Wednesday to Miami for the help with the announcement of it. But I guess something happened the last moment and they had to cancel that.
Oh, so they didn't get to announce it.
Well, I think I'm thinking the funding for the race itself, or like whatever they'll have to like entice NASCAR, like the amount, to come back.
Right.
I think maybe that fell through, but I can't say for certain. They didn't really look too much into it after that.
I wonder if it hasn't been in the works for long, so it's kind of with the money thing, it's going to be tough, because like normally these things are planned out like a couple years in advance, I feel like. And so like you have the time to get the money or whatever committed to it.
I think another thing they mentioned was after next year, it's looking like it's going to enter a rotation for the championship race.
Oh
So that
wow,
way
and it's crazy because
that
we
way you don't
talked
hit.
about that.
Yeah, they were saying like tracks like Vegas were in like the running for the championship race,
Hey, I'm
which
all
I
for it.
think I know we've in the past discussed different tracks for a championship race, and I remember mentioning Vegas because that's like a destination spot and the racing's pretty good there. So
Exactly.
it kind of, at least in my head, it kind of just makes sense to put it there. You
Yeah.
know, even just for like every other year. But
Yeah. You
that's
know,
also I also read that on the internet, so for all I know, it could also be bullshit. But
right.
you know,
And you know what, Drew? It would make sense that this year they had the race in Miami in March because if you think about it, you have all that time from now until November 2026 to get the renovations done.
shit, that explains why we had it this early on. Then
Right, and that's why people like, and I didn't even think about this, but people are like, well, yeah, like no, like it's
that
so
makes
obvious,
sense.
like they're
Yeah,
doing it this early because then they need to do the renovations so they can just start going right as soon as the race is over with.
yeah, that makes
But
yeah
I never thought of it. I never thought of it.
yeah because I just thought it was weird that we were getting Miami
Yeah,
early in
you
the
just
year,
thought it
which
was just
I'm cool
random,
with.
like
Which I'm cool with. I love watching Miami, but usually that's a playoff race, and that's like a good playoff race too.
yeah,
So I was kind of like, and that explains why they put Talladega in there then. Because they needed something that's still going to draw in numbers, I guess, on the playoffs. So they're like, all right,
exactly.
let's take the biggest gamble track we have. Just
Because I
say
feel like
fuck it.
even like you talk about like races where even people that don't really care about NASCAR will still watch, and that's like Daytona, Talladega.
Yeah, like all the people that watch for the fucking crashes.
Right. I
All the
mean,
trash people out there.
I will say I have heard a lot of people. I was listening to Tune Into Dylan, which is AJ Dillon. He's on the Green Bay Packers. Well, he was. He's not on the Green Bay Packers anymore. He signed with the Eagles. But anyways, regardless, I like him, man. But he does it with his brother-in-law, right? And
Oh,
anyways,
okay.
they were and they're like I never understood NASCAR, but when I went to the race, I get it now. Like I understand like the hype, and like I'm actually like watching the races every week now. And I'm like
See?
man, like that's just like, see, that's the thing, man. You go to a race, like, I mean, granted, I already liked NASCAR before I went to Darlington, but when I went there, I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it even more now.
Yeah, I mean, I am already super gay for NASCAR now, but I know the day I go to a race, me and NASCAR will be married at that point. We're not just deeply in love; we will be married.
Or I'll just be
Yes.
unhealthily obsessed.
Yeah, I will hyper focus on that and nothing else in my life. And then when I'm 75 and dying alone in a room full of NASCAR memorabilia, I'll be like, worth it, worth it,
Yeah.
worth it.
Drew,
Yeah.
time for my favorite segment, and that is good grass or ass grass. Drew,
Good ass or ass.
Miami severely pissed me off. Okay?
Because it was on fire.
Yes. No.
Oh, the grass. That's not
Well,
funny. That's not funny. People's lives are uprooted, probably, Drew. Yeah.
yeah, that fire actually came very close to the track. Like
Yeah, it was. It
they're
was.
talking. Like, no, like this is not like miles and miles away. This is like literally right there. Like,
I
but
think they said
anyways,
within a couple of miles of the track. Like you
mhm.
could I saw a few drone
I saw the
shots from.
aerial. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it
I was
was
like,
a
dude, that's
lot
getting there.
closer.
Like that could
Yeah,
get there.
I genuinely I thought that we really wouldn't have made a race like by the weekend. Like I thought it was going to spread pretty
I
quick.
thought so too, man. I'm like, man,
Shout
this
out
is
to all
just
those
gonna go.
firefighters out there putting their lives on the line for NASCAR. And
Yeah,
probably all
man.
those other people too. But mostly for
Respect, dude.
NASCAR. Yeah,
Respect. But
more
Drew,
firefighters got it right.
the
They
thing
know the
about my
priorities.
the thing about jeez, man. The thing
They got
about
car fans. I can wait.
the thing about Miami is you have that awesome front stretch with the like like the pink and the what do you call it, the little teal, right?
Yeah.
Right? And then you get around to turn one and the grass looks like utter shit. I mean literally
Mm.
it, and I was looking this up because I've done my research. Supposedly they seed it with annual and perennial ryegrass, which I was looking at the grass, I'm like, in my opinion, it did not look like that. It just looked like Bermuda grass that was literally just dry as shit and looked horrible. Okay, and
I love how knowledgeable you are of grass. When you became a father, you took lawn care very seriously.
I mean, dude, I'm a golf
when
course
all it,
assistant superintendent, man. I mean, like, that's
oh
what I do
yeah,
for my life.
nah. Let's face it. You only did that for the money until Oliver was born, and then you were like, I need to understand lawn care management. Alexandria, I need to work there still, even
Yeah,
if I make less than minimum wage.
I make more than minimum wage. I can assure you that, Drew.
No,
But
no, you probably get paid handsomely, and I do respect the shit out of that. Anyways, enough
but yeah,
about that.
Drew, this is gonna go down as probably worse than Sonoma, bro. Because at least with Sonoma, I can understand it. Like, I don't understand why the grass was not nice there. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, there was a big fire nearby, so I understand not watering it. I think that grass was okay, but there was other grass that was like on fire that they had to go put that on.
Okay, but the grass on the track was not freaking on fire, dude. It was miles away from it.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
I don't know, dude.
what if
Go
what if
look at
what
the
if
go look at the
what
highlights.
if
You'll see, dude.
what
It'll
if
bother you
they
when you see it.
what if they did water the track then, but the surrounding area was engulfed in fire? I bet you'd feel silly right now.
Huh.
Yeah,
Huh.
the grass on the track, magnificent, 10 out of 10. I put it up there with Indy.
Yeah. Hey,
Area around it
Homestead
sucks
Miami
though.
presents the Hamel Track.
Oh my god. You ready to go 400
Will
miles?
Satan win or will
Hell.
Jesus prevail? We already know the answer. Jesus will prevail. To
With
hell with Satan.
with Beelzebub himself serving as race grand marshal.
No, Hitler as Grand Marshal.
No, dude, it's Satan. It's the devil. Hitler gives the command to start the engines.
Hey, we didn't even talk last week how Morgan Freeman was the Grand Marshal.
Yeah, that just disappointed me a lot.
It did. It actually did. But this week it was
His
Bradley
interview
Chubb of the Miami Dolphins.
was it? I don't even know who that is, but based off of his last name being Chubb, I love him. I love him. He's my favorite football player now.
God.
Since Brett Favre retired, I haven't had a favorite football player.
It sounds like when people say, "Ever since Dale died, I just stopped watching."
Oh my God, yeah. Ever since
Like,
Manning, ever since Manning stopped throwing on the pads, I haven't
dude,
watched
when
the
people
NFL.
say that, I genuinely get pissed.
Because
I'm
it's
really?
I was like,
he's not the only good driver.
For real. Sure, he's one of the best of all time. One of the best three. But there's a whole lot of other really good drivers out there.
You could say that about anything. Ever since this happened, I stopped. It's okay, so you really weren't a fan then. You know what I mean?
For real. Yeah. Well, no, they were a fan of Dale Earnhardt. They just weren't a NASCAR fan.
Exactly. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And I think I sent you the video. I saw a Dale edition of the Monte Carlo, but I think it was an Impala.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I sent it in the group chat, man. In the NASholes group chat. You have to see. I had a video, man. I barely got it, but I looked at it. I'm like, dude, that thing is sweet. It had the 3 on the side and on the back. It looked nice, man.
Wait, what is that? Shit. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at it right now. That's you. There's a guy that used to work at the shipyard down here. I only know that because I was parked in front of it every day. And also, I saw a gross man get in and out of his car one time and go into the shipyard to do shipyard stuff. Well, he worked at a shipyard. He wasn't clean.
Yeah.
He's at the bottom of a Great Lakes freighter doing Lord knows what. And he was in his car 20 minutes to have the best cigarette of his life. Yeah, because he's it's back to hell when I get back. Anyways, no, that is a sick car. The fact that you saw one like that, 25-ish years since, and it's in that good a condition, is nice.
Right.
Very nice.
And since we're on the topic of sick cars, Drew, it's time for the best paint scheme.
Well, hang on. I want to ADHD something real quick before I forget about it. You will like this. It's kind of cool. So all the Chevy drivers had their own specific Monte Carlo brand. So Earnhardt had one, Earnhardt Jr. had one, Gordon had one, and I really want to say Tony Stewart did. But at the time he was driving Pontiac. R.I.P. Pontiac. But Jeff Gordon, he had a couple in his private collection, obviously, because if I had a car that was my own model, I would keep it. But he found out he had a fan who bought one of those cars and used it as her daily driver, and then she got in a terrible accident, and it was a complete loss. So he gifted her his personal car.
Way, dude.
Oh yeah. Dude,
oh my gosh, that's sick.
Dude, this video is so old. Dude, this video is so old. It's it is still prime Jeff Gordon, race car driver Jeff Gordon. He's lean. He's he has indents on his face. He doesn't have a single gray hair on his head. Sexy as shit. Not now where we said dad bod Gordon. The real Jeff Gordon.
That's cool, man. That's really cool.
The Jeff Gordon who looks like he puts chips and bottles together for funsies. Or joins a local Mason Smith Lodge.
Had to itch my head.
Anyways, best paint scheme.
Best paint scheme, Drew. I am going to go with the number 23 of Bubba Wallace, the Columbia. It had the fish scales, and perfectly it has the Miami colors. And I love this car, man. Just really nice to look at.
Something about, I think it's because that car matched the aesthetic of the track. Now, my pick though, that 38 Aaron's Dream Machine.
There it is.
Even though Bubba Wallace's car was objectively way better,
you had to pick something different than me.
I did. I don't want to be cheap, and also I really do just enjoy Aaron's
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
The 38 in both truck and in Cup lately, they've been having the best sponsors ever. Like I've been
Yeah.
looking at that Dal Smith, I think, not Zane Smith, the guy, Chandler Smith. I'm looking at Chandler Smith in truck, and it's like it seems like he's driving like a Long John Silver's paint scheme every week, and it's like, damn, like a sponsor like that in trucks is incredible. Like I'm
Right.
so happy seeing all these sponsors come back, and also now like spread to other series as well. You know, like it's not like 20 years ago where you had
Exactly. Yeah.
like post products like Betty Crocker or shit like that on like Richard Petty trucks. Like it was nuts. So it's really cool seeing all that. Really cool seeing all that.
So Drew, you're going with the 38, and I'm going with the number 23.
Yeah. I do want to give a positive mention though to the 17. It's very simple, but I do enjoy it a lot.
Right here. There it is.
Mostly because A, I just like, I mean, who doesn't love Chris Buescher? And B, farm rich mozzarella sticks are the shit.
Oh, dude, they are, bro.
Throw them in an air fryer.
Oh yeah,
delish.
Dude, every once in a while, I'll go get them from the store. Like normally, it's just when I'm just like roaming through the store. I'm like, oh, what else do we need? And I see those, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting those.
Well, I mean, obviously, we need 3 of these.
But I do want to quickly say that. Oh, why is this not loading? I'm going to be mad.
NASCAR gods don't want us to see the car that blew up.
Let me refresh this page. Here we go. Okay. Remember when they revealed that this was going to be their paint scheme for the number 12, the Dent Wizard?
Yeah.
And I saw, I'm like, that looks kind of nice. Well, then when I saw it on TV, I'm like, dude, this thing is awesome. Because
yeah, it's a pretty sick scheme.
It's just, it was so much better like seeing it on TV than the renditions or whatever of it.
Yeah,
and obviously also we have Hamlin's new progressive.
That is, I
like
really
that
like
car.
that. Yeah, I like that too.
It's real simple, but it's got the sport clip. Actually, I didn't even notice that. It had the sport clips right there on the bottom, so that's a kind of cool little thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's the paint schemes, brother.
No, what's the track coming up this upcoming weekend? Are we going to Darlington?
No, we're going to Martinsville.
Darlington after Martinsville? Because I'm starting to see a lot of the throwback schemes get revealed. Yeah, I was gonna say I saw one. I don't know if you want to pull it up. Honestly, it's not a good one. It's not a good one by any means. But Chase Elliott's scheme for this year, he's throwing it back to Ken Strader. I think it was Ken Strader. But
how did I look at that up?
I think
throwback.
Oh man, one of the motorsports pages we follow on Facebook shared a post about it, but I can't.
Well, is it the Unifirst?
Yeah, the Unifirst car.
Okay,
yeah.
I got it right here. Man.
I think that was a big swing and a terrible miss. Like, not only did the ball not hit the bat, but the bat also flew out of the hand and flew into the grandstands and hit a granny in the face, caving her nose in.
This one right here, man.
Yeah.
I actually really like this, man.
Well, find the one where it compares it to the scheme it's based off of. That'll change it.
Oh shoot, this?
Nope. Oh, that was last year's, I believe. Right there.
Oh God, I think the 2025 is much better. Well, this actually is Kodiak. Is that the chew?
Yep. This is back when tobacco sponsors were legal in America.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, Ken Schrader, throwback.
Wow.
But the car itself, I don't know. It doesn't do it any justice.
It doesn't even.
I think like a year or two ago, Unifirst partnered with, or no, they didn't partner with, but they did a throwback to the Carolina Dodge dealers, number 9 Dodge that Bill Elliott drove in the early 2000s.
Uh-huh.
And that one was a hit and a half. Yeah.
I can't wait, man.
Super simple.
I can't wait for these.
Oh yeah, no, it was 2 years ago because last year it was the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Throwback. It was 2014 Daytona 500 one. That was another great one.
Yeah.
and this year disappointed me terribly.
Yeah, we'll see when it comes to Darlington because I mean, if I go, dude, I'm gonna try to get the best pictures I can of some of
Oh
these
yeah,
schemes, and
I look
that's my favorite race, dude. Honestly, so
I
to
look
be there will be even
forward.
better,
I'm looking forward to see what Trackhouse pulls out this year.
dude. They always pull out the bangers, man.
Well, I mean, the best throwback scheme in the last few years, in my eyes, well, one of the best ones I should say is they threw it back to this race over in Japan back in the late '90s. I think it was just an exhibition race, but Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Dale Sr. both were driving Coca-Cola cars. So Dale was in the number 3 Coca-Cola car, and then Dale Jr. was in a black number 1 Coca-Cola car. Actually, I have the models here in my house. You probably
Oh, I
saw them when
think
you were
I've seen
here.
them. Yeah.
So Trackhouse, the 99 and the 1 threw back to that paint scheme.
Oh man.
And since the 1 was copying the 1, they even had the same font and all that. I just really wish Coca-Cola allowed their uh, paint schemes to be sold on like diecast cars. You have to
Yeah, I
like people
think
have to
they're
custom make
starting to
them.
do that more though, but I think it
Are
all
they?
depends. Well, yeah, like you can
Well, I
get
well I know like if it's like as an associated sponsor, like on the B post right by the driver window, or I guess or just like a sticker on it on Chase Elliott's car. Like I know they
mhm,
allow that, but like Suarez's Coca Cola car from last year, I haven't found any merchandise on that. I mean that
yeah.
was an awesome car. It was lit, literally. It started on fire. Not a lot of people remember it because that was also the Coke 600, I think. The one where Kyle Larson did his whole thing, and everybody forgot
Yeah,
about
well, you know what, Drew? We'll have to if they have a cool throwback scheme and we can get it in a diecast, we'll have to give it away on the podcast, man. That'd be cool to do.
I think, yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
So, guys, let us know if you listen to this far. You're first of all, you're awesome. Second of all,
Or you're passed out,
yeah,
or you lost your computer mouse, and now we're just playing.
yeah. He was like, oh, what the hell is this?
Or
Just
like you
let us
dropped
know
your
down in
phone
the
between your
comments, though.
seats.
Yeah, let us know in the YouTube comments on X. If you'd like um us to give away a cool throwback scheme on a diecast. Drew, now I think it's time for the part of the show where we preview Martinsville. So, Drew, looks like here, um, Ryan Blaney has a lot of success here. As of
Yeah,
late.
yeah, he swept the last 2 fall races at Martinsville,
Mm-hmm.
so he's pretty good here.
But we have, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much, other than that, it's kind of split. I mean, Martin Truex Jr. used to be dominant at this track.
Yeah,
And then, other than that, so like last year, obviously we had Blaney. So this is like from, what is that, November? Oh, yeah, that's when Blaney got into the playoffs, wasn't it?
yeah. That's how
Yeah,
he locked his way into the Final Four last year. Well, the
yeah.
last 2 years.
Um, so we had Byron won it in 24. That was in, yeah, April. So, wow, this time last year, or the race last year, the Cookout 400 was actually in April. Um, and then Blaney, and then Larson, Bell, Byron, Bowman, Truex Jr., and then Chase Elliott in 2020. But that's as far as I'm gonna go back. I also feel like Drew that Hamlin does well at this track, but he hasn't won here since it looks like 2015.
Really? That far
Yeah,
back?
yeah, man.
Wow.
But I feel like he's always. I mean, I remember last year in each race, I swear he was up at the front every time.
Yeah. Well, look at it. Can you pull up his stats for the last few races at Martin?
Oh, Denny Hamlin?
Because yeah, 'cause let's say
Yeah,
like I think he's finished top 10 in just about every single one.
Denny Hamlin at Martinsville. Let's see here. So it says, why is it pulling it up like this? They're showing every freaking race that they've had there. Okay, it's not doing it. Normally, when you pull it up, it'll just tell you. Okay, so let's see. So last year he finished third. I think, what is that? This is not working for me very well. And I'm getting pissed. Dude, Martinsville. This is not looking like the way it usually does. You know, because normally it'll tell you, it'll just say, like, never mind, I'm stupid. Okay, here we go.
Sounds about right for the show.
Now that I
We're
got
both
done with my
idiots.
stroke. Okay, so last year he finished in the November race, finished 5th. Then in the April race, finished 11th. All right, and then 2023, they had it in October, finished 3rd. In the April race, finished 4th. I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, well, you know, if you go back to 2022, basically he's been top 5. Besides 2024,
Yeah,
that spring race where he was 11th. But then before that, in the spring of 22, he 28th, and then fall of 21, 24. So, but I mean, you look at
well,
you look at the splits. I mean, he actually there's a few here and there where he places very bad, but like
I think.
a lot
Well,
of top 10.
I remember his fall of 21 because that was the season where Kyle Larson dominated every race.
Oh,
Like,
really?
or just about every race. Dude, yeah, he got top. He got like 10 wins. I think. I don't know if that's including the All Star win or not.
Jeez, man, 10 wins? Are you serious?
Oh yeah, yeah. And the
Did he win a
last like
championship?
5 races. Yeah, he won the championship that year.
Wow.
No, no surprise.
I was gonna
But
say like he had to have, like, if he didn't, that's a failure.
yeah, but the Martinsville race, he didn't win that. Alex Bowman won that. Him and Hamlin were both duking it out, and I don't remember if it was on a restart or just going into a corner. But Bowman bumped into Hamlin, and it wasn't egregious or anything, but it spun him out, and he lost all his track position. After the race, when Bowman went to go do a burnout, Hamlin actually drove up to him and like rammed into the front of his car and just like flipped him off pretty much because he was gonna get that win.
Yeah.
He wasn't too pleased, so Bowman kind of was just like, I remember him getting out of the car and he's like, yeah, I think Denny was upset.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, though, Drew, I went all the way back to his first ever race at Martinsville. He finished 8th, and then like the next year finished 30. He finished dead last, and then like from there it's like 2, 3, 6, 1, 5, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. I mean, so he's won like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times there since 2005. So yeah. So with that being
But
said,
hasn't
Drew,
won there in the last 10 years. Well, nah, it is what it is.
Drew, let me get my pen. I'm gonna pick because I won last week, so
Oh, yes.
um, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Denny Hamlin,
Denny Hamlin.
and I might pick him for the pool as well, bro. I have to see
I,
qualifying though. I got to see qualifying first. Now, who are you thinking, Drew? Like, you need me to pull somebody up?
oh no, I know who I'm picking.
Josh
Ryan
Berry,
Preece. Nah. Ryan
Ryan
Preece.
Preece. Okay, dude.
He's good at
I can
Martinsville.
see that happening, man.
Can you pull up his stats for Martinsville?
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's finished top 10 there the last couple of times. He definitely finished top 10 last fall. I
Martin.
swear to God he did. I swear to God he did. If he didn't, and I just made that call,
Wait,
I'm
what did you
stupid.
say again? What did you say again?
Priest at Martinsville, didn't he finish top 10 there the last couple of times?
April in the spring race of last year, he finished 9th. Fall race 14th. He actually is pretty bad there.
Fuck. I'm still going with him.
All right, hey
I
man.
called my shot. Ryan Priest, dude. Remember when Josh Berry was a long shot, he pulled it off. Ryan Priest, you can do it too.
Drew, now you're making me question if I should pick Hamlin or Priest for the pool, because I don't know, man. You do have some pretty you have a track record now of the long shot.
I don't know. There's really only one time that worked. Uh,
It was pretty awesome.
I've called the winner only a couple times in my life.
So, what kind of things are we looking for at Martinsville, Drew? Like, what are you looking forward to see? What
Oh,
what do you kind of think? I mean, I know it's going to be It's gonna be a tough battle.
I mean, are
Martinsville's a
we going to
beast.
be running the option tire at Martinsville?
Well,
Or
that's
is
what
that
I wonder. Are we gonna be seeing tires eat? Are we gonna? Is strategy gonna need to come into this like more than
are
no?
we? Well, I was going to say, like, are we running the option tire there though, or not? Because if we run the option tire there, I think that'll be a game changer
Oh,
again.
absolutely, man.
Like the option tire in what was it? Vegas? No, no.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Yeah, I mean that
I'm
was a game
about to look
changer,
something up right
and
now.
will let's face it, the short
Mm,
track game hasn't been the best. Minus last year with that accidental amazing fall off of the tires last year at Bristol.
yeah.
You know,
Man, this sucks, dude. So, tires for Martinsville weekend are the same as November. No two different versions of tires this weekend, and not expected to have teams choose among two versions. So, the primary and
boo
the op.
hickey, boo hickey, boo hickey.
No bueno, man. But, yeah, that's the thing is like, again, it's like tracks like this and like maybe even Richmond, you need that softer option tire, man. It's so, the racing is so great with it.
Hear me out.
Hear him out, hear him out.
Hear me out, fuckers. I think starting next year, excluding the rain tire for short tracks and road courses, those are a given. I think for every mile and a half and every short track and every road course, we should have the two option tires. I don't think we need them on the super speedways,
No, absolutely not.
and I don't know if I want them on like the bigger tracks like Pocono. But I
I
think
wouldn't.
all other tracks, I want to see the two option,
I think mile and
the
a half
different
or
options of
shorter.
tires.
They
Yeah.
they gotta have it. And I'm not opposed to the road because that
No,
makes
I mean,
everything more interesting.
yeah, I mean that can take someone who's probably not the best at a road course, but has a really good machine. It and
Exactly, a good
that
crew.
option tire potentially helping you do finish better or even win. I think it would be good racing. I
Yep, yep.
I think it's the way we need to go, but I doubt it. It's gonna happen, sadly. But I don't
Drew,
know.
could you see Martinsville ending in a not new winner? I think Byron could win. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wonder if.
Excluding Josh Berry, everybody that's won a race this season is someone that you expected to win a race. Josh Berry
Yeah, that's true.
was one of the guys where you want to see him win a race, but you just aren't positive it'll get put together. They put it together, which is pretty great.
Yeah, I'm looking at, man, William Byron has done decent here too.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't Byron win last spring, actually? Well,
Oh, yes, he
yeah,
did. Yes, he
yeah.
did.
This was the 40th anniversary win.
Yeah. Yeah, remember when it was like so we were all
Yeah,
like,
all the
okay,
cars are
this
red.
kind of seems so obvious that a Hendrick car was gonna win.
Yeah, dude. NASCAR is scripted.
Yeah. And speaking of Hendrick, we didn't mention it earlier. With Larson winning, he now becomes the third winningest driver for Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, I think it puts him at 30 career one.
Yep. So forgot to mention that earlier, but thought it would be a cool fact to put out there.
Now the next trick now is closing the gap between Jimmy Johnson and himself, and then after that, Jimmy Johnson to Jeff Gordon.
Yeah,
Johnson's got 73 wins, and I think Gordon has 92. Yeah,
dude, how much would that bother you, Drew, if you like were Jeff Gordon, right, and you had 92? Like, wouldn't you just want to be like, man, I won 100 races? Like, you would want to like have those extra 6 or whatever,
I don't know.
or
I mean,
the extra 8. My bad.
I think. I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I don't know, dude. I'm just thinking about it. Like, man, I should have got 100.
He's got 93 wins. 93 wins.
93, okay.
To...
And Jimmy Johnson.
Uh,
Before we go,
83. Oh, what? I thought he had 73.
Oh wow.
Something.
So he had even more than you thought.
I mean, Larson's gonna have to get 50 wins to surpass Jeff Gordon, which I don't think is impossible.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be hard as shit. It is. I mean, so fucking hard. Especially with the amount of parity we have in the cars these days.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was the old style car, still. I mean, Kyle Larson even actually said it post race this past weekend. But if we still had the last model of car, he would have over 50 wins by now. I mean,
Right.
he,
No,
you know,
definitely, man.
his ability with
Definitely.
Hendrick's cars, like that one season they had him, dominating.
Mm-hmm.
So if they would have had that multiple seasons, he would be like a Jeff Gordon level driver probably.
But yeah, dude. Closing out, Drew, I want to go over the standings. I don't ever want to forget doing this because it's interesting to see the changes, right? So if the playoffs were today, Drew, this would be the 16 drivers in. So obviously you have William Byron up at the top, Kyle Larson, who jumped up 4 spots to get to the second spot. Then you have Alex Bowman, who jumped up 2 spots to get to the third. Tyler Reddick now moved down 1 spot and is in 4th. Christopher Bell moved down 3. He had that mishap. He spun out on Sunday, which really screwed him. He's in 5th. Chase Elliott in 6th. Bubba Wallace up 4 spots in 7th. Denny Hamlin as well up 4 spots in 8th. Chris Buescher in 9th. Blaney is now down to 10th, man, after having a really strong start and being up in a clear-cut leader, so that sucks for him. Joey Logano down 3 spots in 11th. Josh Berry is in 12th, and he secured a spot, I believe, right? Because he won.
Yeah, he's locked in. Unless we get more than 16 different winners before the playoffs start.
Right.
Then it gets awkward.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
But Briscoe in 13th, Ross Chastain in 14th, Michael McDowell 15th, and the last spot is going to be taken by none other than your boy, Ryan Preece, who's up 2 spots.
Nice.
So Kyle Busch would be the first one out, and Nemechek, man, he was in for a while, and now he's down 3 spots.
Remember when I got really high on Sunday and said that Christopher Bell is John Hunter Nemechek is the dollar store variant. No, the Dollar Tree variant of Christopher Bell. Isn't that what I said?
Yes, it's what you said. And I died because I'm like,
dude, hold them up to each other, and it's like, oh, they're both tiny, like little stubby men. But one of them's like really good, and the other one's sponsored by Dollar Tree, which has subpar products, and he's been kind of subpar as a driver in Cup. Yeah. Anyways,
Drew, that's all I got, man. Anything else?
No, I think that's all I got.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to another episode of NASHoles. Again, please follow us on X at NASHolesPod. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify. Give us the 5-star rating. Leave some comments. Let us know what you're thinking about the Martinsville race. What you think is going to happen, who you think is going to win, or any other NASCAR topics, and we'll go over them. We'll read your comments over here on the podcast, and we're happy to do that. And thanks for listening to another episode of NASHoles.
All right.
See ya.